Assalamu alaikum students. Today we are going to discuss the important questions of your second lesson, that is the place of science in a liberal education by Bertrand Russell. In the previous lecture we discussed the main points and ideas of the lesson. I hope you have understood the main points. Today we'll discuss the questions and their answers. Question number 1. According to Bertrand Russell, what defect is inherent in a purely classical education? So, what is Russell asking? That what is the problem or fault that is present in the classical education? So, you have to identify the problems and then write them down one by one. Okay, first we will start with the introductory paragraph because introduction is very important for any question or any answer. Bertrand Russell's essay is a criticism against the liberal arts education, particularly as it was practiced by the Victorians. So बर्ट्रैंड रसल का जो एसे है वो किसके अगेंस्ट क्रिटिसिज्म है? लिबरल आर्ट्स एजुकेशन के अगेंस्ट, और वो लिबरल आर्ट्स एजुकेशन जो विक्टोरियन एज में यानी रसल के टाइम पे स्कूल्स और कॉलेजेस में दी जाती थी. In that context, education was largely focused upon the memorization of the classics. उसके टाइम पे एजुकेशन का मतलब क्या था कि ग्रीक और रोमन जो लिटरेचर है उसकी जो टेक्स्ट हैं वो बच्चों को या स्टूडेंट्स को याद कराई जाती थी. दे हैड टू मेमोराइज देम word for word, and that was considered education because they believed that classics had so much knowledge that if students memorize that knowledge they will become knowledgeable. For Russell, studying the classics and the arts wasn't itself the problem. Rather, the problem lay in the single-minded zeal by which these subjects were celebrated as the high watermark of human achievement. Zeal means जोशो खरोश. So Russell को क्लासिक्स और आर्ट्स से प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी. उसका प्रॉब्लम क्या था कि इन्हें सिंगल माइंडेडली इस तरह से पढ़ाया जाता था. They were taught in such a way that as if they were the hallmark or the highest mark of human achievement, and human beings cannot achieve anything better than that in future or in present. So that was his main problem. Ultimately, for Russell, this kind of singular focus amounted to an intellectual dead end. So Russell believed that if we think that no new invention or no new discovery is possible, and whatever was meant to be discovered was discovered by the classics or the classical authors, then there will be no further education, there will be no further learning, and there will be no further invention or discovery in life. This is because once the attention is focused on the past, people stop looking toward the future. In this essay, when Russell is discussing science, he isn't speaking so much about scientific knowledge, but more deeply, he is discussing the mindset and perspectives which underlie the entire scientific process. So, इस essay में Russell science को discuss नहीं करता. He is actually discussing the mindset or the way of thinking, the attitude, and the outlook towards life that science provides. Science is progressive. That is his first main point, that science leans towards progress. It looks towards future. It wants us to make progress and to make things better and to achieve greatness in life. It is always looking toward the future, always looking to advance the boundaries of what is understood. Present practitioners are always building upon the achievements of their predecessors, just as future generations will build upon the achievements of the present one. Practitioners जो practice करते हैं साइंस को, predecessors जो हमसे पहले वाले लोग हैं. So he believed कि साइंस हमें ये सिखाती है, साइंस teaches us कि जो पास्ट वालों ने किया उसके ऊपर बिल्ड करके प्रेजेंट के जो लोग हैं वो उस पर कुछ न्यू इन्वेंट करें, और जो फ्यूचर के लोग हैं वो प्रेजेंट वालों की अचीवमेंट से फ़ायदा उठाएं और कुछ न्यू इन्वेंट करें. To Russell, this mindset is itself of extraordinary value as a cultivator of human achievement. So, according to Russell, the mindset that we should make progress, we should achieve something, we should make use of the past achievements and build something new for the future is the real asset of scientific education. And he wanted this mindset to be inculcated in the minds of the students or learners. Now we will move on to question number 2. I hope you have understood the answer of the first question. Question number 2. What are the two merits that belong to science as against literature and art? So, in this question we have to discuss the two qualities of science that it has that literature and art do not have. In this essay, The Place of Science in a Liberal Education, Russell points out that science is superior to literature and art in two ways. Number one, hopefulness about the future of human achievements. What is its first merit? That it is hopeful that human beings will make achievements in the future. Number two, it's absolutely objective. Its second merit is that it is objective. It is not concerned with emotions. It is concerned with what is true and what is scientifically proven. As against literature and art, science provides definite answers without emotions. It focuses on absolute truth. In science, progress from one period or age into another continues in a regular way. A scientific genius invents a method that many others apply afterwards. The work of lesser men contributes to a supreme scientific achievement. This is the first great merit of science. So what is the first great merit of science? कि एक पीरियड की जो इन्वेंशंस होती हैं, जो डिस्कवरीज होती हैं, वो नेक्स्ट पीरियड या जनरेशन उन्हें यूज़ करती है और उसकी बेस पे न्यूअर और बेटर इन्वेंशंस और अचीवमेंट्स क्रिएट करती है. सो अगर लेसर मैन बहुत माइनर लेवल की या बहुत रेडिमेंट्री लेवल की प्रोग्रेस करते हैं या कोई इन्वेंशन करते हैं, तो उस इन्वेंशन या उस नॉलेज को यूज़ करके बाद में आने वाले ज़्यादा ज़हीन लोग ज़्यादा बेहतर चीज़ें इन्वेंट कर सकते हैं. सो जीनियस इज़ नॉट नेसेसरी फॉर साइंटिफिक progress. In the study of literature and or art, our attention is directed towards the past ages, like those of Greek and Roman, and about the men of those ages. So art and literature are focused on the past, the discoveries of the past, the achievements of the past, and they do not provide any hope for future betterment and achievement. In science, there are a great many of methods used to solve different kinds of problems. Induction and deduction are both put to equal use. So science makes use of all methods, induction and deduction. The knowledge that is learned and the knowledge that is applied. But in art, it is only induction, that is only learning, and no application of that knowledge in practical life. The second merit of science against literature and arts is it's totally objective. So what is the second merit? That it is objective. It does not have anything to do with emotions. Human desires, impulses, passions, and emotions are not at all important for science. Scientific truths have nothing to do with the personal ideas or views of the scientist, but in literature as well as art, personality cannot be totally separated from the final product. As a result of this, literature and art most of the time look to the past, whereas science always looks to the future. So, in art, you cannot take the personality of the creator from the creation, but in science, it is totally objective. So, we can look towards the future instead of looking towards the past. I hope you have understood question number 2. Now, question number 3. How does Russell define education? So now we will discuss the definition of education that Russell provided in his essay. We will start with the introductory paragraph and then move on to the merits that he provides. The place of science in a liberal education is a highly contemplative, logical, and scientific essay by Bertrand Russell. He is a well-known philosopher, reformer, and thinker of the 20th century. This Nobel Prize winner is admired by the general public for his views on politics, moral education, and religion. Russell defines education as the formations by means of instructions of certain mental habits and a certain outlook on life and the world. So what does Russell mean? How does he define education? कि ऐसी आदत का और ऐसी जहनी रवैयों का बनाना जो कि ख़ास हिदायत के ज़रिए बनाए जाएं और उन हिदायत के ज़रिए ज़िंदगी को और दुनिया को देखने का एक नज़रिया मुरतब किया जाए. According to this definition, in the broader sense, education includes all that we learn through instruction and personal experience. So, in a broader sense, जो कुछ भी हम अपने instruction से सीखते हैं, जो कुछ हम अपने personal experiences से सीखते हैं, all that is education. In the narrower sense, education means imparting of definite information on various subjects. So what is the narrower sense? That education means कि कितने भी subjects के ऊपर हमें जो भी information provide की जाती है वो education है. The teaching of arithmetic, reading and writing at the elementary level, ordinary readers of newspapers think that science in the name of inventions and developments like wireless, telegraphy, airplanes and etc. So, ordinary people believe that science is basically the name of inventions. They believe that science is all about inventions and it has nothing to do about the mind and habits of the people. They accept science only because it increases the material comforts in education of this kind. So, they believe that students should be taught science only because it creates things that help them live a better and comfortable life. In the normal sense, education is an essential part of the moral and intellectual development of human character and personality. So Russell believes कि हमारा जो character है, हमारी जो personality है, उसकी moral development के लिए, उसकी intellectual यानी ज़हनी development के लिए education important है और उसके बगैर ये दोनों developments possible नहीं हैं. So education of a certain kind can form certain mental habits and some peculiar outlook on life in us. So if we are given one kind of education, we develop one kind of outlook. If we are given another kind of education, we develop another kind of outlook on life. According to Russell, education of science can do much in such a formation of any mental habit and intellectual outlook on life. Now, I hope you have understood the answer to these three questions. I'm going to give you a question that you have to provide answer to by 1 p.m. tomorrow. What, according to Russell, are the three aims of education? In his essay, Russell provided some aims or purposes of education. You have to find out those aims and purposes and discuss them in answer to this question. I hope you will complete your task in time. Try to be regular in performance of your class activities. That's all for today. Allah Hafiz.